Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. We are here again with Channel 52 with another episode. And today we actually have a very good episode. And the topic is community service versus humanity service. And for this, I have invited three of my guests. And this time we're actually concentrating on our local organizations. So I have with me here. Brother. His name is Brother Akhtar from from the beginnings. Thank you so much, brother, for joining us. Please, I really have to acknowledge that what you do. So please let us know that about your organization, brother.
Hello, hello. How are you? Humble Beginners Incorporated is a community-based organization founded in 2012, and it was born out of my personal experience of dealing with the need for a second chance, being a product of the community, and seeing the need for social activism and change for challenged populations, and working in conjunction with other organizations to provide resources and information for community members to be empowered with the tools to solve their own problems. Since 2012, we've embarked on a whole lot of different projects, and one of the our main project is community outreach and focus, which consists of a weekly mobile soup kitchen in the city of Patterson, as well as quarterly drug and health awareness day that we conduct every 90 days, partnering with the various organizations in the community to come together and galvanize around issues of direct community concern, and working together to provide an array of services, that members of our community may benefit from.
Okay, thank you, brother. Our next guest is Kamon James, and the name of her organization is Amazing Helps. Thank you, Kamon, for joining us. Please tell us the intro of your amazing work.
Thank you so much for having me, Amber. Again, the name of our organization is The Amazing Help. The Amazing Help started in October 2018, so we are very new. But so far, since we have started our work, we were able to partner with a lot of organizations in terms of helping children and families that are encountering life challenges. One of our goals is to really help children and families learn how to understand, how to protect, and how to sustain their emotional, their physical, and their mental wellness. So far, we have worked with organizations such as Mature Sisters, She Caucus, and Pattison Alliance, and just to name a few.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
And
you.
the last person that we have is our youngster local girl and Mirani Alam. And please tell us about your initiative that you're doing.
Hello, thank you, Amber, for having me here today. Hello, everyone. My name is Mirana Alam, and I work for U.S. Army. I'm in the civilian department. Although I have a role beside the job I have at the U.S. Army, I have multiple roles. Like I am a Pattersonian. I graduated from NJIT, and I was heavily involved in volunteer work. And we have a club called Bangladeshi Student Association, where we did multiple social work through that club, and I'm still involved in there. So currently, when COVID-19 started, we wanted to do something that helps the community, especially the healthcare workers who is in the front line. So we we started a project called Sewing Mask for to fight COVID-19, and we did so far donated around 350 masks, and we are on the way to donate 150 more. We are very proud of ourselves that we did come to this far, and we need all of you guys' help to reach our goal. Thank you.
Amazing, because I know what you have started, you have asked the mothers and sisters at home that they can make masks from inside, from their own home. And I know that staying at home in quarantining time, every little bit does help, and that actually engages the kids which are at home, and they don't have stuff to do. So thanks a lot. So, brother Akbar, I want to find out from you that the feeding program that you have, from how many years do you have, and how many people, say, on a rough base, you feed, and is it once a month or what is it? Brother, your mic is muted.
Okay, you have me? Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
yes.
Well, for the past 5 years, we created a team of local volunteers, and every Sunday in the city of Patterson, we provide hot and wholesome meals to members of our community, 300 to 400 meals every week, for members individuals, low income individuals. This is with respect to the city of Patterson, the economic impact and high levels of poverty and other disparities that impact our community that, causes people to hover to our lines every week in need for services. And in addition to the hot meals, we also link individuals that are challenged in our community to additional services, mental health services, substance use services, that may, empower them to make alternative lifestyle changes. And so we've been very active, and during the COVID-19
Mhm.
pandemic, our numbers have increased, and
Oh, okay.
it's been basically due to the fact that quarantining in our community has been proven to be a luxury. Who are less fortunate, we find out that one of the many prerequisites for being able to quarantine is that you have to have a stable place to live. And in the process of having a stable place to live, basic resources that you need that you can be able to quarantine and help you in a healthy manner without having any further problems.
Correct. And I wanted to understand that you're absolutely right about the idea of feeding homeless. So, what actually made you interested in that? Because it's a tough population to feed.
Very, 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 very much so. And without hesitation, I share basic common experience. I know what it's like to be homeless. For a very small period of time in my life, I fell on hard times, and I understand the pulse. I have my hands on the pulse of the community, and I'm a born and raised Pattersonian. I was a person that was in the streets, a wayward lifestyle, who was given a second chance. And part of my way of paying it forward is that I believe that it was necessary for me to make an investment in my community, by giving of myself, freely giving of myself, while at the same time galvanizing and organizing a group of people who share my same passion, service, to come together and be an intricate part and play an intricate role in addressing our community's core problems.
You're absolutely right, and because you're giving it back, and that is how most of the time people are okay. I recovered and I'm fine and I can leave, but that's such a humble experience. That's why I guess you gave the name Humble Beginnings. So thank you, Kim. I'm gonna come to you about your cause, and first of all, the name is very beautiful. Amazing helps.
Thank
So,
you.
and what are the services involved? Because I know that you do more than one thing. So can you please, reiterate and explain what do you do?
Sure. So we do offer counseling, we offer mentorship, we also offer spiritual coaching as well. And we also provide resources as well to the city of Paterson. Most of what we do is we try more so to work with children, especially in times like these, to provide not just counseling for them, but to provide a workshop that teach them how to understand the true definition of self-love. So we have a summer program coming up. Hopefully, if the states reopen, we're able to host that program. It's a youth fashion program that we will be doing alongside Mr. G's for kids. So that's one avenue that we're using to help kids to learn basic life skills that they're able to use in their everyday life. With the Amazing Health, because we have just started as well, we try to partner with several organizations that is able to provide the resources that our clients need, because we know that when you're trying to help a client that is going through any form of mental health issues, and if they're focusing on trying to get food or trying to get housing, it's hard for you to even try to even talk to them about any mental health issues. So that's where we try to make sure that we try to link as much organization as possible to get enough resources. So when anyone comes to us, we'll be able to direct them to the right persons. And then once they have that resources, then we're able to better assist them and train them now how to now cope with their mental health issues.
You're absolutely right about speaking on the right time, and I actually commend you for recognizing that sensitivity of the time, because at the time when people are getting together and going through this hardship, they are going through a mental crisis, but they are not able to recognize at that point. So I commend that, you are recognizing it and you're putting it in a way that once they're home or later on, they would be able to reach out. And I know that you have provided assistance to special need kids as well. And you do have a grieving program as well.
Yes. For the special needs program we do have, that was actually based on my personal experience, because my stepson, he's autistic. We're hoping to start a respite care. We are in the process where we're currently working with children right now, because we currently have few kids who are dealing with the grief of lost parents, of grandparents. So we're also helping them through that process as well. As it relates to for special needs kids, we're hoping in the near future to provide programs that will enable them more and teach them basic life skills support, in terms of doing aftercare program for them. So there are several programs that we have in place right now that we're trying to launch, hopefully not for this year, for next year. So we have been working again with Mr. G's kids, and they will be the one also to help us with the special needs program as well.
Okay. So let me ask you this question from all three of you, that what is the most difficult thing within the organization to form, and plus within this COVID-19 in your own experience?
What I've noticed about COVID, the impact COVID-19 has on my community, is that for a large portion of the pandemic, there has been a lack of medical attention, adequate medical attention on behalf of my community, particularly the urban community in the city of Paterson, where it would have been projected that this was where the most people are more susceptible. The actual fact that it was, very, very much of a luxury to social distance and to quarantine in the manner that they suggest that we do, and not to have access to healthcare and remedies to resolve our differences and our problems.
Okay.
The lack of food, the fact that people are out of work, high levels of homelessness, high levels of hunger,
Yeah.
impact hunger has on all populations. And I also witnessed the humbling experience that this pandemic has had members of my community who found themselves in the same predicament of some of the people who we have been feeding for the past hunger and the issues of hunger in the manner that it had impact their lives. People who were once gainfully employed and people who have coming from stable households found themselves, happen to humble themselves and be more receptive and compassionate to other people that share the same problem.
That is true because this is not just a local problem. It's a global problem and it's pandemics, and we all are experiencing and going through at the same time. Um, Nurani, what do you wanted to say about this?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the question that I was saying.
Okay. Yeah. So unlike the other organization we are talking about today, mine actually is a project, and the project is started in response of the COVID-19. So you can tell it's very new project, and we faced a lot of difficulties organizing this. One of the first difficulty was how it was confusion. There was confusion among all of us. What is the best thing to use to protect ourselves from COVID?
I'm gonna sorry interrupt you in the middle. Do you have your phone on? So you have to turn your phone off. Maybe the sound is coming as a feedback, or maybe your sound should be completely off. Maybe that might help. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let me check. Is it? Am I hearing? Are you guys hearing me better now?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So, as I was mentioning, so when this pandemic started, everyone was so confused because we didn't know what is the best solution to protect ourselves from this virus. And when we talk about mask, a lot of confusion came from the mask, like which mask we want to use. For example, we know that N95 is the best mask to use in that response, but then we had limited resources, and CDC approved fabric mask to use. And people are not like, when I opened my organization project, people are questioning like, what are you doing? Is it safe to do? And all that. I had to provide them with the links of the CDC link to prove that yes, in this time anything helps. And now you guys know everyone is required to wear a mask when they go outside. So when I started this project in the very beginning, people had limited knowledge of what to use, or is it help like people are talking, oh, mask doesn't help at all. So there's some
learning. It's a new pandemic, and we're learning. And as you know, that CDC guidelines are changing on daily basis. It is true. So we are learning as it's going through. I do have a question here which I want to take, and the question was. Is there anything that will help people cope with birth due to losing loved one with COVID? Since the schools are closed and all online, schools are all online right now. So, Kim, I'm going to direct this question to you.
Do you mind repeating that question? I didn't hear you clearly. I'm sorry.
So I think that if we can bring that question online on the screen, the question is there... Okay, that's the question.
Okay. Is there anything that will help people to cope with grief? Personally, the only thing right now that can help anyone with grief is time. That's it. It's something that we have to know, that time heals all broken bones. So it's not something that we can rush. We just have to find ways to motivate each other, encourage each other. For the young kids that I've spoken to that have lost their loved ones, I constantly keep in touch with them just to see, how are you doing today? And I will just send them some form of motivational message and just remind them that whatever it is, that they're not going through this alone, that they have a whole community, being there to support them. But at the end of the day, we can't let them feel like, okay, it's over and done with, snap out of it. Everyone grieves differently. So it's a matter of just allowing them to understand that they will get through it. to understand the different techniques they can use. So we'll teach them like each morning you get up, try doing a breathing exercise or go for a walk or try to be around people who are motivated. So with these things, then eventually they'll be able to overcome it. But again, it just takes time.
You are absolutely right. Just like any grief, it takes time. But because this pandemic is such that all of a sudden, mom and dad were okay and son was fine, and we had sudden deaths. So it's going to take some time. You're right. Time is the only thing. And at the same time, a work like you with, checking out mentally is so essential right now.
Yes.
So I have another question, that how could people help and join the initiative with making masks for healthcare workers? So I'm going to direct that towards you, Mirana, towards making masks.
Okay, so I really wanted to, through Amber, you and through Channel 52, I really want to spread this word that how you said in the beginning, we are involving everyone who can help. You can help from your home, from your comfort zone, and you can help through donating money or delivering the mask, or to if you know how to sew, that's wonderful. We are even we will even give you the sewing machine. We actually bought 3 sewing machines so far and donated to the volunteers, and they knows how to sew, and then they will make masks and donate to us. So
that's amazing. So you guys are providing with the machines, and is there a tutorial or a certain way? Because I know masks are made in many different ways now.
Yes. So we are following the CDC approved mask that they have a tutorial in their website. We are following that tutorial, and we made our own too, so it can help you. But the basic rules are through CDC, and if people wants to join, we even willing to send them a sample copy so they can follow that.
Okay, so is there a requirement that within how many days, how much, or?
No, there is no requirement. But that if we give anyone a sewing machine, we expect a lot more from them compared to the person who had their own sewing machine and did whatever they can. But absolutely, there is no requirement. You can help any way you want.
Okay, so when you say that you're expecting more from the person who you're giving the sewing machine, so what is that expectation? 20, 30, 50?
Yeah, so for the people who we are giving the sewing machine to, we expect at least 25 per month. Like at least 3 months, they can, if they can make 3 months, they can give us 25. So multiplied by 75 months, that would be okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I have another question here for you, that how could people, have you considered how you would change your program of grief because of the social and emotional impact of COVID?
Is this for me?
No, that is towards Kim.
Okay.
How
questions he specifically said to Kimani. Have you considered how you would change your program of grief because of the social and emotional impact of COVID?
Well, as it relates to changing the program of grief, each individual is different. And yes, we know that dealing with this pandemic right now, everyone is lost for words per se. I personally experienced where my aunt, her husband went into the hospital, and he was supposed to go back home and he didn't make it. And so it's a matter of, it's not even trying to change the program. It's really trying to understand each person and to try to adjust the program to fit that person's individual need. Because again, as I mentioned before, everyone grieves differently. You have someone who will make that ultimate decision that they understand what they're going through. For example, an adult may understand that, death is something that will happen and they know how to use time to heal. Whereas children, it will take more work for us to even get to them to understand what is happening right now and how best they can even cope with just not being in school and not seeing their friends and then have to deal with losing a family member. So it all depends on the individual that we're dealing with that will be able to adjust the programs to suit their needs.
Absolutely right. And I'm sorry about your uncle. I know it has hit home. And I actually personally knew your aunt, such a wonderful lady. I'm sorry about, the loss. It's nothing can compensate losing a family member.
Thank you.
Next question is for you, Brother Akbar, is that how can people help and contribute and provide food to those in need, or help contribute with your organization?
Well, they can go online to our website, um, and I can log that in for you to our website or onto our Facebook page. We have a live Facebook page with a donation link as well as our website. And
Mhm.
they can definitely make generous contributions to both of those sites. And they can also email us, and they can also sign up to volunteer and to get involved with what we do.
Okay.
As you already know, Sister Amber, we definitely in dire need of help, and generous contributions is welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Another question is here that how do you keep yourself safe while serving food? So, Brother Akbar, this is towards you. The question is, how do you keep yourself safe while serving food?
How do I keep myself? What you said? I didn't hear you.
Safe. How do you keep yourself safe while serving food?
Yes, and I'm glad you asked that. If you check out a lot of any of our videos and our pictures, my entire team is exercising great CDC precaution with face masks, hair nets, gloves, and we are also, having our line, the members of that flood our lines with social distancing, with space between them as they stand on the line, and we allow them to come up at five people at a time with space between them, and members of our members are wearing masks and gloves and basically spread out from one another. We have like 4 or 5 tables where volunteers on my team are spread out from one another, and they're covered very well, and they're passing bags down and repackaging the bags, whereas none of the patrons get to touch anything. They just walk up, grab, and go. It's more of a grab and go thing, and we make sure that everything is done, and that there's boundaries between those being served and server, so that it doesn't mix and be able to spread the virus, or a whole lot of close in contact with the table and stuff like that. So it's challenging, but we're doing the best we can because we are operating from a mobile point of view, and that's just one of the many things that we do in the community.
Yeah, I myself have seen the videos that you have sent me. The main thing is that you're serving hot food. And the other thing that is, it's every Sunday, rain or snow, you're every Sunday there for people to serve food. And that is such a, dependency and comfort that people have, that they know on every Sunday they would be expecting you. And uh, it's endless prayers coming out of people's heart to squeeze you with the hot meal. Another question I have it for you here is, does Humble Beginning have anything that outreaches to out of state, such as New York or Connecticut?
Now say it again.
Okay, so does Humble Beginnings has anything that outreaches out of state, such as New York or Connecticut?
No, we strictly based in the Patterson community.
Yeah, the need is pretty high in Patterson.
Yes, it is.
And though we do have fostered partnerships, the last month or so, the organization out of New York who partnered with us to do some things in the city of Patterson over the last couple of weeks. Uh, and we also partnered with Muslims Against Hunger many years ago. And right now we also work in conjunction with the Islamic Center for State County. We have a partnership with them, and we just collectively coming together. We also have partnerships with the local markets, and we provide, an array of, different varieties of food, and that's just it.
Okay. Well, I would want to bring up the last question that I'm seeing right now. Can we have it on the screen? It's actually to all three of you. It's saying to all, how do you guys think the youth could help with each of your initiatives, especially since the school year is about to finish? What could be done to accommodate the expectations so that you get people help? So
Wow,
if you can have that question on the screen, please. All three of you can see it.
I
And
didn't see the question.
okay, I think it should be coming soon.
I think for us, as mentioned before, we want to start a summer program. But one of the things that we're still trying to do is we reach out to the younger adults by Zoom. So we try to have virtual meetings with them consistently. So any help we can get in, because in terms of even trying to be creative and get programs, we're looking for volunteers who have that aspect, who know how to reach the younger adults, the youth as well, because I know that I'm a mother of 5 children, so having them all home and trying to be creative with them and finding different avenues for them to, not be so missed from the entire school or missed from whatever used to be taking place. So it's a matter of just finding ways to be creative. So through the amazing help, we're hoping that in July we're able to at least give them back some life, some fun, and allow them to see this whole pandemic in a different circumstances.
Okay. So, brother, the question is right there.
Well, a lot of parents have been reaching out to us about how can they get their children involved in something as magnificent as the work that we're doing, and we're going to be opening the doors. Like we work in conjunction with other youth organizations like Buds and Emoja and the City of Patterson, ICPCU, but also we would to get their children involved and come out and do community service and be a part of the many projects that we're about to launch this year. Like we have a few projects that we're about to launch this year, and one of them is the Humble Beginnings Community and Family Garden, and that's going to be basically about growing food in the community and providing fresh produce to a community that has been designated as a food deserted community, so that we can begin to make accessible, healthy food supply while at the same time educating young people about the importance of healthy food eating and learning how to, bond with the earth and be more holistic in solving their problems.
So let me just ask this question in a different way. So if, say, for instance, you do be able to help with the high school students who wanted to do volunteers, and if they work with you, they can get, those volunteers hours or internship hours working with you or with your organization?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. So, see, that's another venue of they learn how to help, do a community service, and this is actually right within their own city that they're able to
Yes.
see. And it's a survivor who himself has gone through and then giving back to the community. I think that's such an commendable thing to do. It's not that another organization coming and doing it, it's that somebody who went through and doing it, giving it back to the community. And at the same time, you're doing not just only feeding, you are helping them to get back to the community. So
Yes.
um, the same question we didn't hear from you, Urania.
Yeah, so as my project is actually most of the volunteers that are volunteering for this project is all of them are youth. Most of them are in college. Some of them graduated and are working, but most of the it's a youth based project. And yeah, we are involving all the like our aunt, people's aunts, mothers who's at home, but then actually like people all the delivering the mask to the hospitals and nursing homes and getting all the supplies. Everything is doing all of our young members in the from the person community. So yeah, if anyone will have their free time, you guys are done with, will be done with the school soon, and give out to your community and volunteer for this great because
So
you
let
guys.
me, let me ask you this because you said that you were part of NJIT, correct?
Yes.
You are an alumni from there. So you guys are doing the mask. This is a beautiful thing, which is the need. But now, as the summer is coming and summer school is coming, the need of parents is, tutoring or helping with educational program. And you guys are all educators. Is that something that would come in your mind, or would you guys think about it, or maybe something that Tim is right there? Maybe it's something to partner around, with another organization to help out with kids.
Yeah, definitely. As I mentioned, also from NGIT, we have this called this organization, Bangladeshi Student Association. So,
Okay.
meaning most of the people, members from there is Bangladeshi, and we know Patterson has a huge community of Bengali people in here. So, if even outside Bengali community, anyone from Patterson, if we have, I know most of the members from BSA or Bangladesh Student Association at NDIT, they're willing to give help out to, and give their time to the community and to volunteer. So if we have get this opportunity to tutor, and especially if you need someone as an interpreter, because uh, Bengali and English have both languages, we will be welcome. Like we will be happy to join.
Okay. So my next question is from Kim. I know the uniqueness of your organization is that it's not based on certain age. You provide different, services. Is there a group? And I know it sounds like that everything we do is for kids and women. Fathers are left behind for some reason most of the time. Is
Well, we're actually for children and families, and the families do include the fathers as well.
okay. It's just, a nature of the beast. It sounds like, fathers are the one which is usually not as much involved because I know in Patterson, they did have a fathers group in the main Patterson library, and not a single father used to show there. I know, but where you feed, it's right in front of the main library, correct, in Patterson. Where you serve your food, it's near the main library.
You talking to me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I was
No,
trying to.
it's across the street. It's across the street from the library. It's in the BP gas station. We got a memorandum of understanding with the owner, providing that we follow a few basic rules. and that's the heart of the community. It's the hub, and it's a transient neighborhood by which many people travel through. And it's not the only neighborhood that's impacted with these issues. It's just that it's more transient and it's
Okay.
more opportune for people to travel through that community in the manner that they do.
So is there a reason that you chose that spot, or is there another opportunities for you choosing another spot?
Well, well, I'm looking to be more inclined to going inside a facility, and you know, and during the winter months we utilize the Integrity Lodge ballroom upstairs, and when people, during the winter months, people come outside of the cold, they come in and sit down, and the main reason why we're so adamant, is that hunger and homelessness has a serious impact on members of our community, and I believe that just that service alone is enough to restore some level of dignity back to people,
Mm.
preferably on a Sunday. But that's not the only thing that we represent. Whether I may have never disclosed it to you or not, it's like our organization is an organization of licensed professional social workers, healthcare providers, as well as mental health specialists. And our ultimate goal is to establish a community and family resource center. In fact, we gave the city of Patterson a proposal for an abandoned property and abandoned structure, which we provided a design model for what the building would look like. And we worked this COVID-19 pandemic impact the process by which we were engaging. But ultimately, the goal is to establish the Humble Beginnings Community and Family Resource Center in the city of Patterson, for people from the community to come in and be served in the various areas of core community concerns. And that's our ultimate goal moving forward.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that out, because that's such amazing thing, and as I know our time is coming closer, I do want to ask all three of you to give your final messages that you guys want to give. Before that, there was a question that somebody asked, Mirani, that if somebody doesn't know how to school, do you guys teach them, and do you follow the CDC guidelines? I think the maybe that person has just logged in right now, and I know that you have mentioned that yes, you are following CDC guidelines and you guys do give the tutorial. So please, in your final messages, give the final messages you guys want, and please tell about your organization. This is your chance to use this platform. We don't know what the great thing that you guys do, and I know all three of you have way more, especially just like right now, Brother Akbar. If you wouldn't have mentioned about the whole team of social workers, we wouldn't know.
Right, right. So yeah, I'm definitely adamant about everything that I disclosed in terms of what we do. It's just that this particular program that we have going on a weekly basis, we've been very consistent because it's a core problem. It's a human right.
Hmm. You're right.
Disparities in our community. We take into consideration the issues of poverty and the impact that it's having right now during COVID-19, and which is going to warrant a significant level of behavioral health planning on behalf of community members. Members of our community are under heavy, enormous stress right now, and it's going to require a lifestyle change. And so
Yes.
organizations like my organization, providing an array of other behavioral health services as well as PMOM, uh, people are going to have to learn to develop a lifestyle change, which
That
is
is
going to
true.
require them to change the way they eat.
Hmm.
Going to start having to begin to engage in herbal supplements, and they're going to have to develop high levels of self-efficacy and confidence, self-confidence, and begin to be more spiritual and having a belief in themselves and in their future. We're dealing with widespread mental illness that is basically mired in hopelessness. And so being a part of the community in this manner and bringing services to the community while at the same time implementing a service model that's unique to the community and competent and understanding the culture and values of the people that we serve is going to be tantamount to our community's success moving forward.
Okay. Go ahead, Kim.
I so agree with everything that Abar just mentioned just now in terms of mental health. And I mean, the crisis that a lot of people is going to deal with after, we don't even know how long this is going to last for. And we know for a fact that you have people currently right now who are focusing or worrying about their financial problems and so many other things, whether they're going to go back to work or not. We have parents who have to adapt and learn how to even use computers now in an effort to even try to help their children. So there is so much changes that as a society, as a world, that we all have to make that ultimate decision to adapt to. The bottom line is, it's just for us to understand as individuals that it all boils down to decision. It all boils down to you deciding, how will I let this affect me? And what lesson can we learn from this? And how do we move forward? You can either make a decision to stay stuck in it, or you can make a decision to overcome it. It's not going to be easy, but at the end of the day, we just have to make that decision. Whatever we have to do best for ourselves as well as our families as well. We are here 100% to support, again, children and families. We have provided food to several families. That's not one of our sources. We don't really do that. But when we reach out to our clients and their cry is we don't have food, then at the end of the day, we have to help them with that as well. So we're here to support in any way that we can to our communities as well, and to anyone within New Jersey, within Bergen County or Passaic County, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to make sure that children knows how to protect, how to sustain their mental health, because that is very important right now for kids to understand how not to allow this thing to cause them to think any differently of themselves. It's not easy for them not seeing their friends anymore. It's not easy for them not being able to go outside and everything else that is going on. So if we're able to at least help children to see this whole COVID in a different aspect and to teach them how to make the best out of it. The mere fact that Marian have a program that helps children also about math, that's something that kids can get involved in and just make this whole experience not just a negative experience, but find the positive part of it as well, and that we all can cope from this and we're stronger together.
Okay. Thank you so much. And it's such an impactful message that you gave, especially in this time of pandemic that we are going through this thing. Marina, I do want to ask you before you give me the last questions. There was a question about, because you said that you are working for a U.S. Army. So how difficult is that? And that somebody asked that question.
So let me reiterate the question, Amber, you asked. So you meant as being an woman and then working for the U.S. Army, how I'm coping and how is the situation? Is that experience you want me to share?
That's the question somebody have texted, that, being I guess you're right, you read it right. How difficult it is to work in the United States Navy?
Okay, so as
I said Navy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so as you guys everyone can tell, like when you talk about Army or Navy or anything military, it sounds very masculine, and that is the situation also in the workplace as well, unfortunately. um, we have a lot of young people joining in our military, but at the same time we have a lot of, because it's a government job and a lot of the employees are working, they are 16 years, 20 years, 25 years. So still the mentality of like being an woman engineer, when I'm working there, I see that mentality that oh, you are a woman, right? There is still, unfortunately, we still face that mentality in this kind of job. And but then I will say it's shifting, uh, and women are proving like they are capable of technical works. So the mentality is shifting. I also want to share one example. In the building that I am working, we have two men's room but only one ladies room. So I brought up to my, it's very simple things, but you can see that discrimination also in the workplace. So I told my manager that uh, I think we have to shift it. We have to arrange like lactation rooms, more ladies rooms to those buildings to for the young women who is joining the workforce. Otherwise, we will lose those talents, and they will go to the private sector where it's more balanced than, unfortunately, in the government and in the military.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's your own, personal struggle and things that you have to do. But beside that, in few words, what's your last messages that you want to give for your audience?
Yeah, sure. So one of the very important messages that I want to spread out through here, beside health workers and nursing homes, now we are open to donate our masks to anyone in our community who needs them.
Okay.
And I want to mention is fabric masks, so you can reuse, you can wash them and reuse as many times as you want, which is different than surgical mask because it's one time use. So if you guys didn't get to get any mask, or you don't have run out of supplies or anything, we will be happy to help. We will donate, if we will even deliver it to your home. As long as the restriction is, we will only donate one mask for each person because it's reusable, and we want to donate it to as many people as we can. And we have limited resources, limited people who can assume us. So we are in this pandemic, is we are here together and we have to fight it together. Let's do like commit. We welcome as many volunteers as we can. Also, don't hesitate to reach out to us if you need mask, and we will give it to you guys for free.
I got a question for you right now. That, do you have a special number to donate at senior centers, or have you guys provided at the senior centers?
We didn't provide any mask to the senior centers, but we have a specific number. We did donate 60 masks to UN EMT, and we did donate 250 masks, 55 masks to RWG Barnabas Health, which is hospital.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys, for the beautiful and commendable work that you guys are doing on daily basis. Every little bit does help. And I know, Brother Akbar, you are been in the community. People know you. You've been doing this for last 5 years, and that's by itself, that feeding people is such a great thing. And I know that because we are going through our month of Ramadan, within this time period, it has a very high level of any kind of donation. So I just wanted to keep it out towards community, whoever is listening, to please do help out every single one of you. All three of you have amazing causes, Mirania, with your masks, which is the highest need right now. And I know that most of them are towards the medical hospitals, but you are keeping in mind for families and senior centers. And not only that, you are actually teaching and helping. And, that's another amazing activity to keep people involved with the kids. And the other thing is that you are also providing machines. Kim, um, thanks for all the different projects that you have started, especially I would have to say, the one which is very much in need now is the grieving one. As so many of people are going through with this at the same time, because it's how many people have just in Patterson, our number is like 6,000 plus 6,000,
Yeah.
and it's increasing every day. And Brother Akbar, I know that when you have shared with me about your videos, not only you provide people that satisfaction of and that that trust that Sunday comes, this brother is gonna be there, and my kids and I would have something to eat. I
Hmm.
have seen that he also has provided the CDC guidelines. So for people, and at the same time, you're keeping your own volunteers safe, and you're providing resource and information. It's and that's one thing that when I saw the pictures, I really appreciated and liked that. We're not just giving people, we're also educating them, we're also giving them hope and how to stand on their own feet as well. So, and that's how I think is the difference between just a community service and a service for humanity. I was just having this conversation yesterday with him, and it became some kind of controversy. And I don't want to discuss the religion or politics there, but sometimes people think that certain people cannot give certain food to certain uh, and I find out that no, as a humanity is the biggest
Mhm.
relationship. There is no boundary.
Yeah.
You can be anyone. You can be Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, anyone. It doesn't has to be a boundary. To be a human and to share your love and help anyone. It should not be in a boundary or any biases just to help anyone and feed anyone. So I really appreciate all three of you giving your time. It's hard with quarantining and so many Zooms going on and giving your time. Thank you guys again. And God bless you guys. If any other last messages you guys want to give thoughts, thanks for Channel 52 for bringing us all together. And
Thank
maybe this is a network you guys can do, Kim and Marinia with the teaching kids and Brother with your social work. So, it's about building community together because we all are locals.
Yes.
I think in more ways than one, there is a unique connection between all three of us, and I think that what we need to do, is share each other's email information and begin to remain in touch with each other to see how we can come together and strengthen our ties, and perhaps build bridges at about the same time, coming together with strategic planning. I can use some of those masks. I can use some of those
Yes. Yeah.
PPE materials, and if we have to invest monies into this, we are prepared to invest money into it if we have to raise monies, while at the same time compensating you for your service, because you have to be compensated as well. Time is
Mhm.
of the essence. And Kimani, I would definitely like to come to the table with you as well, because there's we're looking to facilitate in our in our broad scheme of communities. And I think that we need to stay in touch with each other. So if Sister Amber could
Yes,
share.
definitely. I will connect you guys, and I would love to. And this was my, goal, and it had worked. Definitely, I will definitely connect. And brother, there's another thing that you need people to volunteer to cook food for you. Uh,
Yes, 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 yes. We definitely need,
I was hoping that you
definitely
would
need
mention that.
volunteers, people who would like to prepare food, and and get their elbows scuffed up for the sake of other human beings that are in some of the most challenged situations. We welcome you all to get involved. We welcome your family, your friends, your children, your nephews,
Yeah.
your uncles, whoever, whatever expertise you have. We welcome that. We're open to that, and we're looking forward to fostering healthy partnerships.
Definitely, definitely. And we have to get our kids, our youth involved. Unless we don't get our youth involved, we're not teaching them. So, that is my final message. And I again thank Channel 52 for giving us this opportunity and this platform of love and, not just community service, humanity service. So thank you so much again, everybody. And,
Thank
be
you.
safe and,
Thank you too.
have a good night.
Have a good day. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good, Amber.